Hey guys, Andy Goblin from Andy Goblin Fishing. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk everything crappie and everything bass fishing. We give you a lot of tips and tricks that's helped me catch fish for the past 40 years, and we'll also throw in a little bit of tournament coverage. So thanks for tuning in. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Thank you guys very much. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to today's video. In today's video, we're going to discuss a little bit about large baits for crappie fishing. I had a gentleman ask me the other day, said, when you're crappie fishing, do you use all small baits all the time or do you use some bigger baits? Well, I do use some bigger baits. And sometimes the bigger baits that I use might surprise you of where I'm catching them and how I'm catching them. So let's get started. The first bait I'm going to go over is a bait that I fish in the winter time. I do fish this in the wintertime in open water for suspended fish every now and then when I'm live scoping out in the middle of the lake and in the middle of creeks and the pockets where there's a lot of shad. This is nothing more than like a 4-inch fluke style bait. This happens to have a 1/4 ounce head on it, as you can see, and it also has a fairly big hook to it. This is a 1/0 hook, so this is one of the baits that I use out there too. When I want to get the bait down a little bit deeper, a lot of times I'll go to this is a 3/8 ounce bait, jig head, a 2/0 hook, and a 4-inch shad style bait. As you can see, I cut this off to go right up against the head to make it just a little bit smaller. When you look at a couple of the profiles here, you can see, you know, one is a little bit smaller than the other. But these work good in open water when the fish are, when the crappie are eating on big shad. Here's another one of them, same thing. This here has a little bit bigger hook. This is like a 3/0 hook, 3/8 ounce, another shad type bait on it. And I also use the old trusted favorite in a 1/4 and 3/8 ounce. This is a crappie magnet, slab magnet. Has a little smaller profile. Still the big odd type jig head on it. This here happens to be a 3/8 ounce. I throw it in a 3/8 and the 1/4, quite a bit. Other things that I throw when I'm, even dipping for crappie or the long pole for crappie, whatever you want to. This happens to be a Bobby Garland slab slayer, I believe is what they're called. This is a 1/4 ounce head, a #1 hook, and a big profile bait. That's another one of my favorites. In the open water again, you can see here is it's got a 1/0 hook, 1/4 ounce head, hair type jig with feathers on it and some tinsel on it. Here's one of them, same type of bait. This here has marabou. I love fishing the marabou in the winter. It seems like I get a little bit more flair and a little bit more action to it. Here's another one of them, just with a small feathered tail, doesn't have any tinsel in it. I use those quite a bit also. So you can catch fish in a lot of different ways, a lot of different water. The other thing that I like to use is when I'm long poling or dipping or flipping for crappie, however you want to call it, I like to use a 3/16 ounce head to a 1/4 ounce head. Sometimes I'll even go to 1/8 ounce, anywhere between 1/16 and 1/4, basically is what I do. Love fishing the crappie magnet, slab magnet. As you can see, any of these type colors work. This is a favorite of mine. Here's your blue ice. Here's something in the shad pattern when they're eating the shad. So love using those. So I hope this answers your question about crappie fishing with bigger baits. You can catch a lot of crappie with bigger baits. A lot of this that I'm using, like this bait here, which is a long, huge bait. This bait, 4.5 inches long. When they're eating on the big shad, especially in the wintertime when they're out suspended. Well, guys, I hope that answers the gentleman's question on using big baits. I do use a lot of big baits. I know a lot of times you see that I'm fishing the crappie magnet, the regular crappie magnet, but I do use the slab magnet, and I do use other baits, and I do use bigger baits. So until next time, guys, good fishing, catch a bunch.